Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation of Engineering Exploration course project on Carom robot. I am Anirudh with my teammates Uday, Kavya and Rakshita and under the guidance of Nandish sir. So first step in this process was identifying the need statement and defining a problem around it. So the need statement was there is robotic carom competition organized in the KLE Tech University. The competition will be between two robots controlled by players. After reading our need statement, we defined a problem around it. That was, the robot should be stable with objectives of portable, user-friendly, semi-automatic, ease of use and attached to the board. The robot should work for 2 hours and it should be of height 2 feet and should cost less than rupees 4000, and the robot should be able to move, change the direction, take the inputs from the user and alert the user after every hit. So after defining our problem, we had to establish the functions and subfunctions to identify our subsystems. So for that, we considered a method of function tree and functional clustering. In function tree, the first tree is about main functions and the second is about the subfunctions under them. The main functions are striking, casing, detection, user input and alerting the user, and subfunctions are under the striking, it should hold the striker and it should strike, and under detection it should sense the pocket, and under user input it should convert the code into mechanisms. And after doing function tree, we had to go with functional clustering so that we could identify our subsystems. So this is how we clustered them together to identify our subsystems. And after functional clustering, we came with the subsystems, that is striking unit, sensing unit, casing unit and interface unit. So next we had functions in our hand and we had to design concept for our ideas. So by picking each functions, each teammate designed one concept. So these are the concepts. This is the first concept, second concept, third concept and fourth concept. So after designing our concepts, we had to decide one concept to move on with, and this was the concept which we decided to move on with. And after selecting the concept, we had to move with implementation process. And under implementation process, the first part was virtual implementation. Virtual implementation is the process where you create a 3D model for your system. So we decided to go with the subsystem wise. Each teammate uh, picked up a subsystem and designed 3D model for them. So this is the first one, striking part, and this is wireless module. This is a buzzer, IR sensor, carom robot, and this is how our final 3D model looks like. So let me take a minute and explain this. This is an important part where this is used to hit the striker, and this is the rod where the body is kept so that it can move smoothly. So when user gives an input, the striking part rotates in clockwise and anti-clockwise and then strike the striker, and it also moves left and right on the rod. So here is a video of our 3D model. This is the 3D model of our entire system. This is the striking part. This is a buzzer, wireless module and Arduino which is attached to the body, and this is the movement mechanism where we have aluminum rod and stand for to hold the rod, and C clamp which is attached to body and again attached to the rod so that movement can take place easily. So we can see here DC motor is attached and material is fixed to the DC motor rod, and when it rotates and hits the striking rod hits the striker and makes it move with some force. And this is the part where our angular rotation takes place, that is the striking part changes the angle clockwise and anti-clockwise, and when it hits the striker and striker hits the coin, and if at all the coin falls in any of the pocket and IR sensor detects it, it sends the signal to the Arduino and Arduino sends the signal to buzzer and buzzes and alerts the user that it is a success. So the next process was going with circuit diagram. We had a 3D model of our entire system. So here is the look of our circuit diagram. And the next process was flowchart. This is a rough code where we can see our app. So when firstly the robot is on, then when button 1 is pressed, the robot moves right of carom board, and when button 2 is pressed, it moves to the left of the carom board. When button 5 is pressed, the striking part rotates clockwise, that is, it changes the direction towards the right, and when button 6 is pressed, the striking part rotates towards left of the carom board. When button 7 is pressed, the DC motor rotates and hits the striking rod, so that the striking rod hits the striker, and after that it is off and the process is stopped. So after flowchart, we had to go with bill of materials, which was very important for us in our physical implementation. So the first part was slider, which was used for the movement, and we decided to go with aluminum rod with a diameter of 5 cm and length of 62 cm. And body, we decided to go with foam sheet with a dimension of 30 by 30 cm and thickness of 12 mm, which required cutting process. And robotic arm with a 6 mm sheet and 10 by 9 cm, which required laser cutting. And to fix the body on the rod, we had to go with the clamp, which we decided to use C channel with the dimension of 2 by 1. And these are the electronic components which required for our project. After bill of materials, we had to move with motor sizing and battery sizing of the entire system, so that our robot should work effectively. So the motor sizing, first motor which was used for striking, we decided to go with 1000 rpm motor by using of rotating torque formula, and we got a value around 0.10. And for the movement process, we required two DC motors of 30 rpm by using a linear torque formula, which we got as 2.1 value. And for battery sizing, we had three DC motors, and we required one battery with the specification of 12 volt and 2.5 ampere hour. After calculating, we came to know that it can supply energy up to 2.7 hours, which was enough for us because we had a objective of at least 2 hours working. So after motor sizing, we had to write functional specifications for the entire system, so we could get idea of how the project might look. The first function was change of direction. The striking part should rotate between 0 degree to 120 degree, that is, it should rotate 60 degrees towards left and 60 degrees towards right, with a delay of 20 milliseconds when the user gives the input. The second was take inputs from the users. We decided to go with an app and use Bluetooth module. So we had a specification of robot should take input from users within the range of 10 meter through Bluetooth module. And for alerting the user, we decided to go with buzzer, and after every success, that is, after every time the coin falls in the pocket, the robot should alert the user by buzzing for 1 second. And for the movement of the robot should move on slider for 3 seconds when each time button is pressed. In previous slides, I explained that when button 1 is pressed, the robot moves towards right of the carom board, and when button 2 is pressed, the robot moves towards left of the carom board. So what I mean is, when button is pressed, the robot should move for 3 seconds either for right or left and stop. And the fifth function was sensing. IR sensor should detect the coin as soon as it falls in the pocket and send signal to the buzzer so it can alert the user. And the sixth function was striking. The striking rod should be hit by DC motor as soon as input is taken from the user, and the rod should move from 0 to 90 degrees so that more force is impacted on the striker and striker hits the coin with more force. So after functional specification, what we did is simulation of our circuit diagram. So here is a video of simulation. This is our circuit diagram in which we have 3 DC motors and 1 DC motor representing as stepper motor, and these 3 LEDs which also represent DC motor and stepper motor, and we have 4 IR sensors which is attached to each pocket in the carom board, and 1 buzzer to alert the user. So this is the code we have written, in which pins 13, 12, 9 is for the moment, that is these 2 motors and these 2 LEDs, and pin 11 and 8 is for striking motor, that is this motor and this LED. Pins 10 and 7 is for angular rotation, that is this DC motor which represents stepper motor and this LED which represents stepper motor. Pins 6, 5, 4, 3 is for IR sensor, these 4 IR sensors, and pin 2 is for the buzzer. So when user gives 1 as an input, these 2 DC motors rotate in clockwise for 3 seconds and then stops, that is the robot moves towards right of the carom board and then stops. And when user gives 2 as an input, these 2 LEDs glow for 3 seconds, that is which represents as these 2 DC motors which rotate in anti-clockwise for 3 seconds and then stop, that is the robot moves for 3 seconds to the left of the carom board. When the user gives 3 as an input, this striking motor rotates for 2 seconds and then stops for 1 second, and this red LED which indicates anti-clockwise direction of this DC motor, that is it rotates clockwise for 2 seconds, strikes the striking rod, stops for 1 second and comes back to its original position by rotating anti-clockwise for 2 seconds again. When user gives 4 as an input, this DC motor which represents stepper motor rotates clockwise, that is striking part rotates clockwise for 20 milliseconds, and when user gives 5 as an input and which indicates stepper motor as green LED rotates in anti-clockwise direction, that is striking part rotates in anti-clockwise direction for 20 milliseconds. So 4 IR sensors are attached to the carom board pockets. So when any one of the IR sensor detects an object, that is coin, this buzzer buzzes. So this is our code. So let me show the simulation. When I give 1, these 2 DC motors rotate in clockwise for 3 seconds and then stops, that is the robot moves towards right of the carom board. And when I give 2, these 2 LEDs which represents anti-clockwise direction of DC motors rotate for 3 seconds and then stop, that is the robot moves towards left of the carom board. When I give 3, this striking part rotates for 2 seconds, hits the striking rod, stops for 1 second and comes back to its original position by rotating anti-clockwise. And when I give 4, this DC motor which represents stepper motor rotates for 20 milliseconds in clockwise direction. And when I give 5, this green LED which represents anti-clockwise direction of stepper motor for 20 milliseconds. So to show the if object is detected or not, when I give S as character, the buzzer buzzes. So this was our simulation and circuit diagram. So this was our presentation on Engineering Exploration course project of Carom Robot. Thank you.